Okay, so I want to talk to you about breakthroughs. And breakthroughs generally lead into a support, horizontal support. So let me explain. Breakthroughs usually, what I mean by breakthroughs, the price is going up. So you have a diagonal support in this case. The diagonal line is going up and the price hits it, sort of bounces off, goes back up, bounces off, and then comes back down and breaks through. Hence you got the red circle. So you got a diagonal, and then it goes in and hits a diagonal support, and then followed immediately by a horizontal support. Then the second example is you have a diagonal support followed by this red line, horizontal support. So far that's pretty much all price action. I don't know if people talk about the diagonal followed by a horizontal support or not. I don't know if people talk about that, but the question is, once it hits the horizontal support, does it go up or does it go down? So in the first case, you have this diagonal line, the price came and broke down below it, and then it went up. In the second case, you got a diagonal line. See, the price goes up, down, hits the line, up, down, hits the line, up, down, hits the line, and then breaks through down. Okay, so in the second case, you got, like the first case, you got a diagonal line. It comes back down, and it hits the horizontal line. Now, in this second case, it ends up going down. Okay, so the first case, diagonal line up, price hits the horizontal support line and goes up. Second case, horizontal line, price comes down, hits the horizontal support line and goes down. So two different cases. How do you determine which way it's going to go ahead of time if you want? So what I want to point out is that we have to combine this with volume, and then we can tell. Okay, so in the first case, notice that we have a medium green bar and then a red and a green volume. So you got green volume, medium, and then a red, green, large. So we have lots of volume, 3 of them in a row, lots of volume. In the second case, we got arguably 2 large ones and 1 medium one. But in the second case, we got 2 reds and a green. In the first case, we got 2 greens and a red. So just by counting the green bars, you know that there's more green power, the price is going to go up. Where in the second case, you got more red power, the price is probably going to go down. And that's the biggest key, which has more volume. In this case, the second case red, first case green. You might also, it normally is the case, but not always. When you have you have a red first, big red, and then a big green. Normally, when that happens, that's an indicator of a valley, and then the price will go up. When you see a big red, what that means is you might think like people are exiting a short, and then the green they're buying in for a long. Now, in the case of the second case, you got a green and then a red, so it's the opposite, isn't it? So that means the price is going to go down. So those are some key factors in figuring out what's going on. In the first case, it hits the horizontal dude, comes back down, almost hits it again, and then hits back up. So in the second case, you got a breakthrough. It hits the thing and starts going back up, just like the first case. So it's really hard to tell. If all you're doing is looking for it to break through. My one friend says it's the third breakthrough that determines where it's going to go. So it'll go up or down after the third breakthrough. So if you look here, you got 1, it hits the horizontal. 2, it hits horizontal. 3, it almost hits the horizontal, and then it goes up. In the second case, you got the price hits the horizontal 1, hits it again 2, and then the third time 3, it hits it and goes through. So 3 is a charm. What I wanted to point out is when you're dealing with the breakthroughs, right? be very careful to make a snap judgment when you use a Stochastic RSI and the CCI average, or even the MACD, or whatever you want to use. You're bound to get sort of a false peak, if you will. So notice that here is the breakthrough, and it hits the horizontal support line, and the Stochastic and the CCI both say that you're at a peak and should be coming down, and so I call this false peak. Then a little bit of time goes by, right, and you hit the valley, and I think that's legitimate valley. It would have been better if this was, the purple line was below and up. And then as far as CCI, notice that it does a reversal right here and then reverses up. So again, you have to wait on this reversal stuff. You have to wait just a little while. The breakthrough ends up coming right after the volume on this one, and right in the middle of the volume on this one. So in this case, the price Stochastic RSI is kind of on a long down, and this is sort of telling you I'm going down, I'm going down, I'm going down. But I guess what I'm telling you is on these breakthrough deals, you're probably better off ignoring the Stochastic RSI, CCI, and MACDs, and relying totally on like the volume action. Okay. One last thing about, here's a tip to draw these support lines, right? So one point of the support line, I mean, you can see right here, is there's a sort of a gap up, right, or a big bar. That gap, the beginning of that gap, is one of the points of the support line, and then it comes down here. It's the second one, obviously. So that's one way to go. The second thing is, on the second example, right, I mean, you look at this big up bar again. So that's the last big up. That's the bottom of that is support line, and it comes across over here to that support line. Okay, so there's usually a large up bar or a large gap, and that's where the support starts. So okay, bye.